Well, kind of figured this day was coming. So I received another letter from Deborah Martin, and I received a letter from her attorney as well. And she basically talks about going to have a psychiatric evaluation. She talks about her boyfriend who's doing time in another prison for drug related charges. It's her ex boyfriend, but I'm not going to get into how much what their relationship is really like. She says it's an ex-boyfriend. He says they're still together. They're just not together because, well, obviously she's been arrested for murder. He's doing time for drugs. But I mean, they both have. They talk about how much they love each other and how much they wish that they were together, but they're ex-boyfriend girlfriend according to her. But either way, and she talks about her family a little bit and about how she's being portrayed in the media. And it's about all her letter really goes into. Her attorney's letter, that's a different story. And in a nutshell, it is a cease and desist order to stop reporting and talking about her case, to stop contacting her. That and the letter brings up the point that she is not of sound mind right now, and that anything that she has to say could be construed in the wrong way, and it could hurt her legal case, and it could hurt her ability to get justice in this case. And along with that, it could also hurt her to be able to receive the treatment that she so desperately needs. And it's basically a cease and desist order from her attorney on not to talk about her case anymore. Now, legally, uh, there's not a whole lot they can do to, as in making me stop talking about it or stop reporting on it. I can stop reading her letters and telling you what her letters are about. I can stop giving you insight from her perspective and from the other person I've been talking to, who is closely connected to Deborah. But I don't know if there's much that they can do as in a cease and desist and stop reporting on what is being released in the mainstream media. Just not having the inside source. I guess they can definitely put an end to that. They can stop her from being able to write out to me. I believe so. Um, I don't really want to find out if that's possible, but that's basically where it's at. I mean, they've sent her off to have a psychiatric evaluation. There, I mean, she's not going that far away. But they're on the actual prison grounds, where where jail, or wherever she's being held. I think she's held. Is having an evaluation done, and I truly do believe that if she's not schizophrenic, I truly believe she is at least manic depressive and bipolar or something along those lines. I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist. I mean, I'm using my own knowledge of and what I've read in textbooks, and that's all the information I have and experience I have with either one of them. But she does seem to display from the writings. I mean, and believe me when I tell you, reading her letters are extraordinarily hard because it's like close your eyes and imagine being on a roller coaster, the up and down, the constant up and down, and then switch back to the left, switch back to the right, and then up and down. the letters are all over the place. And they're so hard to read because at 1 minute she is so manic in what she is writing and what she is describing, and then the next minute it's, you wonder if it's almost written by a completely another person, because it's not, it doesn't sound like it's coming from the same voice anymore. And and they know, and her attorney, in the letter actually stated that as well. They know that I have shared the originals of her letters with the DA, and I told them that to begin with. What am I supposed to do with them? I mean, I could read them off here, but what am I going to do with them besides that? I mean, I make copies for myself, sure, put them in a file, and what am I supposed to do with the originals? She hasn't said anything that is damaging at all, and she hasn't talked about the case in itself. But at the same time, I mean, somebody's got to know, just what's going on in her head if no one is paying attention, because she's not, obviously not in her right mind. No one could be in their right mind dealing and talking and being this way. And so they've asked me to stop. I mean, I could still be, I guess, a pen pal or something like that for her. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be the end. At least for me, because I don't think morally at this point I would be doing her justice by continuing to talk about what she has to write to me about personally and privately. She hasn't confided in me, but I don't want it to be a hindrance for her to not do that in the future, because she knows that I'm going to then turn around and just share this with the general public. I mean, I think she really needs a friend right now, and she needed a friend beforehand. She needed an advocate in her corner, and she didn't have one. And this person, who I will not talk about, who is standing aside, who I've been in contact with, who has been in contact with her and has been in her attorney, this person wasn't in the position at the time leading up to this to be there for her. This person wasn't available to do that. And Deborah definitely needed somebody to be in her corner. And it's sad. It really is sad that someone like this could fall through the cracks. Yeah, I get it. She's accused of killing her parents. I understand that. And if she really did do it, and if she was of sound mind to be able to know right from wrong at that time, which is a huge question right now, even for myself, and after reading every one of her letters, and reading the letter from her boyfriend and from this other person, and from the attorney, too. I don't think she was. But that thing, again, I'm not a psychiatrist. I know if I was sitting on a jury and I read these letters, I would be like, this lady's batshit nuts. There's no way she knew what day of the week it was, let alone. And if you look at her actual behavior, the days that supposedly, allegedly, that she killed her parents. She allegedly killed her parents, then took a shower, and then answered the door and offered coffee to the officers as they're coming in to investigate that she killed her parents. It was as if nothing had happened, because in her mind it probably didn't happen. How many others are out there like her? How many others are going to not necessarily commit heinous crimes like this, if she did? And I'm still not saying that she did it. How many others are out there who need the mental health, the help that she needed, who desperately sought and and kept on asking for the help, but could not get the help. How many of it more are out there like this who are screaming out daily for help? There are people who are dealing with depression who can't snap out of depression. People just say, snap out of it. Just snap out of it. It's not as simple as that. And if you can't get the medication to get you out of that, that funk, that spot you're in, how are you supposed to move on? How is someone like Deborah, who is dealing with serious, serious freaking issues mentally, and it's either she dies or everybody dies around her, or they all die. She's dealing with stuff like that in her head. How is she supposed to avoid that? How is this person over here supposed to avoid it? Or that person, or that person, or that person? Supposed to avoid that or get the help if they can't find or get somewhere where they can get the help that they need. People deal with things that are bigger than just being able to say, look, snap out of it. And sometimes just a pill is not going to be enough. She needs long-term care right now. I can tell you she needs long-term care. If her letters are an insight into who she really is, she needs help. She needs serious psychological help. And help that she most likely will not get in prison. All they will do, if she's convicted of this, and she really did this, all they're going to do is medicate the crap out of her and make her into a zombie. And stick her someplace where she can't hurt herself or hurt anyone else. At the same time, if she didn't do it, and it was somebody else, and she's covering for somebody else who actually did this, she needs to be put someplace where she can get that help. And she's not going to get it. And that's sad. As society, we should feel awful about that part. That we're going to allow her to suffer even longer if she's innocent or if she's guilty. Thanks again for stopping by.